The room fell quiet the moment she stepped through the door. Suits turned. A few raised eyebrows. Most smirked. No one expected her. Not here. Not in this room. She walked with purpose, heels echoing against the polished floor. Not a word spoken. Yet the tension thickened. Something was off. They didn't know it yet, but something big was about to break. "She must be lost," one man mumbled, barely hiding his grin. "Someone get her a visitor badge," another joked. A few laughed under their breath. "Miss, this meeting is for executives only." She said nothing. No anger, no explanation. Just calm eyes scanning the room. They thought she was an assistant. They were about to learn otherwise. She placed her briefcase on the table, unlatched it, and calmly slid out a folder. The room hushed. "I'm Ava Brooks," she said, voice steady. "Your new CEO." Silence. One man's face drained of color. Another sat back in stunned disbelief. No one moved. Emails pinged. Phones vibrated. Reality had just punched the room square in the chest. Ava Brooks was never handed anything. Raised in Detroit by a single mother who juggled 2 jobs, Ava learned early how to fight quietly and work relentlessly. She studied by flashlight, took out loans, worked weekends, and graduated top of her class. An Ivy League MBA followed, earned while raising a daughter on her own. Every boardroom she entered questioned her. Every promotion came slower than it should have. But she didn't quit. She took notes. She learned how companies worked, and more importantly, how they failed. Now she wasn't knocking on doors. She was owning buildings. Stratus Link wasn't just a business opportunity. It was a warning sign. Mostly white, male-led, and riddled with discrimination complaints that vanished quietly. Ava had seen enough. Using a shell investment firm, she began acquiring shares. Quietly, legally, precisely. No one noticed until she owned controlling interest. She didn't buy the company to wear a crown. She bought it to fix what they refused to. When the paperwork was finalized, she marked the calendar. Monday at 9 a.m. Boardroom meeting. The day their illusion of power would meet her reality. As Ava finished her brief introduction, phones buzzed around the table. Inboxes filled with official legal notifications. Subject: immediate leadership transition. The documents were stamped, signed, and already live with the SEC. No loopholes, no delays. One executive fumbled for his glasses. Another stared blankly at his phone. The grins were gone. Whispers turned to silence. Panic started to rise. No one had seen this coming. Not from her. Not from the woman they had just laughed at. The tide had turned, and they were drowning in disbelief. Ava clicked the remote, and the projector lit up. Slide after slide revealed harsh truths. Pay gaps, ignored harassment complaints, racist hiring trends. Charts showed how qualified women and black candidates were repeatedly passed over. Emails exposed cover-ups, hush settlements, and threats against whistleblowers. Her voice remained steady. She didn't need to shout. The facts spoke louder than any anger. The room's laughter turned into uneasy shuffles. Eyes darted. The executives knew their secrets had just been dragged into the light. 5 executives were called out by name. "You're terminated, effective immediately." Her voice left no room for debate. Security officers appeared at the doors. Some protested, some pleaded, but Ava was unwavering. One by one, they were escorted out. The room felt emptier and more honest. Change wasn't coming, it was here. Ava stood, calm but firm. "This company is finished." Gasps filled the room. She announced she was dissolving Stratus Link. Its assets would be redirected into a new startup incubator, one led by women, black and brown leaders, and other marginalized voices in tech. The executives sat stunned. Their old world was gone, replaced by a bold new vision. Ava unveiled Nova Collective, a startup incubator designed to empower women, black and brown innovators, and marginalized voices in tech. Built on equity and innovation, it aimed to disrupt old power structures. She invited former Stratus Link employees to apply, promising a culture where talent thrived, not just survived. News outlets exploded with headlines praising Ava's bold move. Black CEO shakes up Silicon Valley, read one. Many former employees expressed relief and hope for a new future. Executives who opposed her became cautionary tales in boardrooms and business schools nationwide. Examples of what happens when arrogance meets accountability. Ava's story reminds us that leadership isn't defined by suit or title. True power comes from courage, integrity, and vision. Sometimes strength is quiet, but unstoppable. When you bet against the right person, you don't just lose a battle, you lose the whole game.